Hey guys, well, time to paint this little dude. Got him finished up. We're gonna keep this painting simple. I've already mixed up most of the paint just to save time. White, English navy, nutmeg, and that looks orange, but it says apricot. I don't know, I like it, it's orange. I'm gonna show you how I mix my paint with that one. It's kind of runny, so it doesn't take much. 1, 2, 3 drops of it. Like I said, it's kind of runny, and I drop about, on a running one like that, I don't use as much water. On one of the thicker ones, I might do 10 to 1, 1 drop of paint to 10 drops of water. Usually when I go in when I drop my paint in, I don't just jump in and stir it. I found out that doesn't work real well. Go in and pull your paint apart, break it up, because if you don't, you'll get little clumps everywhere, and you don't even realize it until you start painting and you get a big clump that comes off on your painting, and that's not fun. And then I stir it really, really well. And when you're stirring it, if it comes up on the sides of your bowl and just slides right back down and doesn't stick, you've got it pretty close to where you want it. But you can always wipe it on a paper towel and see, you know. But you want it thin, thin, thin. That's the key. That's the key to my painting. I keep it as thin as I can get it. Sometimes it may even be just a wash, but I like it thin. So I'm just going to keep it simple. He's going to have a green hat, brown shirt, and orange hair. And I'm going to show you, I mix a special orange for his hair, but I'll show you that in a little while. When you go to dip your brush, get most of your paint off of there, because if you don't, when you start painting, you will have a really dark spot where you're painting, because you just dropped so much paint on there and it just soaked up. Now, if you want to put something on here before, I don't do anything anymore. I don't put BLO or anything. It's just my preference. Probably because I'm lazy. I don't know. I don't know that, but and it's a time saver. You don't have to. I mean, there's nothing says you have to. It's your work till you sell it to somebody, and then it's their work. That didn't sound right, did it? Hope you guys can see this. I may be in too much of a shade. I'm not going to do all the touch-up on this video because it would be really long if I did. But once I get down to the brim like that, I get one of my smaller brushes, because if I don't, that dude will run all up in everything. So I turn her upside down and paint the upside down side, the upside down side, the bottom of the brim. Pretty good at speed carving. I'm not very good at speed painting. So no telling what this dude's gonna look like. Just so you know, I'm sitting under my basswood tree painting. Somehow it just feels a little bit wrong to do that, but he's never complained, so. I see it's a little splotchy in places. I'll go back and clean that up in a little while, but I'll fix that in a little while. I'll just go back with really thin paint and just keep laying it in there until it gets like I want it. You see a little spot get on my hair there. That's why I keep my knife handy. Don't worry too much about that if you're going back with a darker, well, you know, a pretty dark paint. It'll cover that. But if you're not, kind of got to get that out of there. So, all right. We're gonna go to the shirt right quick. Thin, thin, thin. When you first lay your paint on there, keep it moving. That way it doesn't, you don't get that dark. You don't get that one really dark spot. And see, I let that run really bad. I didn't get enough paint off there, so gonna leave a dark spot. Which you have to go back and fix later, which is okay. Bob Ross says, no mistakes, just happy accidents. Tell that to the fella with diarrhea. I don't think he'd believe it. Don't use this bigger brush trying to paint these smaller spots. I'm just trying to cover a lot of area. And I'm going to pay for it too. So I'm going to go to a smaller brush. On your corners of your arms, your creases, and in your corners right there. Now those are places where you can drop a big, just a big old glob of runny paint down in there. And you want those dark. Paint those first, just drop them, let it run. Drop your big old glob of paint in there. And that way that will darken those spots up. I'll do more painting videos when I have time to do it right. I'm rushing through this. Alright. I see a little something I need to cut off. A little brown in there. Get off of there, Bitty Bob. I'll leave it there too. I normally, in between when I paint, when I go from one spot to another, I will normally go to the hairdryer and dry that spot before I go on to the next one, but I don't keep a lot of hairdryers outside, so I'm not going to do that right now. Alright, when I do the hair, I like the apricot color. I think you can see that. It's orange. But sometimes I like it to be just a little bit darker. So I'll drop right over here in this pocket beside it. Put 2 or 3 brushfuls in there. Because I want it to be the main color, so I put more. Actually, I put about 6 or 8 in there. Sorry about the shaking. Not an earthquake, even though we have been having a few earthquakes around here. That's not an earthquake. Go to my nutmeg, and I'll drop one of them in there, and then I'll mix. And it just takes that brightness, that real just overly bright color away. That's a little, it's a little carried away sometimes, so. Then I'll jump in there and start painting his hair. It just gives a something between a blonde and orange hair. And I don't mean orange like just orange. I mean more like a redhead, but they call them redheads, so I'm calling them redheads, even though the hair is orange. Uh-oh, go with smaller brush in back. Always remember to take that excess off your brush, because you'll get into places like this here on this hair. If you take it off there, you can just run that over it and it'll paint that, and you won't get that. If you try to do that straight out of a dipping without cleaning your brush off, ooh, you'd make a mess on that nose. And trust me, I'm gonna have to do a lot of cleaning after this video, but I just want to give you guys the basics of how I do this. The key is thin paint. And I don't normally let them run up into each other like I am here. Like I told you, I normally dry them, but it's not really possible out here. So, now I'm gonna do his nose. And I know a lot of people, they look for skin tones and all that kind of good stuff, and I like to mix my colors. Take some practice, take some trial and error, so I would suggest not doing it on a carving you really like, or just even just doing it on a bare piece of wood. But I like to mix my colors. So I'm gonna take some nutmeg, put her over here. I don't have much to cover, just that nose. If you can see that. Let's see if you can see that. Y'all have already seen his nose. I don't have to show you that. I don't know what I'm thinking. Now this white is really runny. And it doesn't take much of it. Alright, now mix. Mix. I'm gonna get just a little bit more nutmeg and put in there. I'm gonna paint his nose. You know, when we paint, we tend to think, what nationality is this character that I'm painting? I'd be honest with you, I don't know what nationality we folk are. I think of them as dwarf type folks. I think of them as working folks. So I'll tell you one mistake that I just made, and it's because I'm in a hurry. I normally wouldn't do this, and I'll tell you about it in just a minute when I get done painting his shoes. I'm just going to go ahead and paint them green just because I have it mixed up. I like earth tones, just, you know, browns, greens, this orange like this, yellows. I like earth tones for my painting, painting my characters. Now, he's pretty much painted. He's got cleanup to do. I'm telling you, I did a horrible job on that. But I can either leave the beard like it is, gray hair, gray, you know. I painted this, so I will probably paint that the same color. I'm not going to do it on this video because I've already made it pretty long. What I done wrong, in my opinion, I give him orange hair, red hair, blondish hair, I guess you could say. Made his nose really dark. I don't know if you can see that. I tend to think of redheaded folks, blonde folks, having lighter colored skin. But I made his nose really dark. It's okay. It's no big deal. Hey, it's a wee folk. It's a piece. As Mr. Harold Enlow says, it's just a piece of wood. But, you know, we like to keep it real sometimes. But anyway, that's just one of those OCD things of mine. So that's it. I mean, I know you can see I have like hundreds of bottles of paint around the house. I use 4 or 5 most of the time. Thin. You need to be able to read a newspaper through it. I have another couple of guys here. I'm fixing to paint too. Wonder who those are going to. Wonder if they'll figure it out. They're a little smaller. That's a Mr. and Mrs. Anyway, I hope you guys can't see how bad this is painted. I normally don't paint that bad. I'm usually in the house and no wind. But anyway, you get the gist of it anyway. That's him. That's a wee folk. He's painted. I think I'm gonna leave his beard like that. I like it. He'll go on a stick eventually. I'll cut him off right there. Oh yeah, look at here. Oh, look at here. I don't know if you guys can see this. This is one of my favorite sticks. I just finished the other day. I think I've already shared a picture of it, but well, that is an awesome colored stick. All right, I'm gonna see you guys later. That is a conclusion on this guy. Hopefully next time you see me, we'll be on something else. All right, see you guys. Love you. Bye.